In this video, we're going to continue our discussion on HVAC schematics, and we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between the standard air conditioning system and the heat pump system. Now, again, for a review of heat pumps, go to the video that's going to be listed in the comments. Okay, I'll put a link to one of my YouTube videos regarding heat pumps and the operation of heat pumps in the comments. But the basic difference between a heat pump and a standard air conditioning system, it comes down to three parts. First, we add a reversing valve. That allows us to reverse the flow of refrigerant through the indoor unit and the outdoor unit. Not through the compressor. The compressors are always running one direction. The second, we change out the thermostat because we actually have to deal with this reversing of refrigerant. And third, we add a control board for defrost. We're going to come back to that at a later time. But let's start off with the basic addition of the difference in thermostat and the reversing valve. So I am actually going to make basically one change to this thermostat here. Okay, and that's going to be on the left-hand side here. I'm going to draw in my changeover switch, my heat-cool switch, okay? Because in a heat pump, we have to set on the thermostat what mode of operation we're in. So we're going to take and we're going to put an extra terminal in. And then I'm going to just basically put a switch in. Okay, it's a single pole switch. And let's go ahead and mark this designation on the output of this thermostat. Okay, and we're going to label it O. Heat pump thermostats will most often have an O terminal. Sometimes the older ones may have had a B terminal as well, but most of your newer ones are going to be an O terminal. Okay, so now we know that the O terminal, okay, goes to outside. So I'm going to basically copy this. And I don't want that whole thing. So, sorry about that. Sometimes mouse on here doesn't always work all that great. So I'm going to copy, I want just my dotted lines there. Okay, I'm going to copy those and I'm going to paste, not there. Got to go back to the one screen. And I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so the O terminal is going outside. Now it's not going to go to the Y1, it's going to go to the O. All of the items in all of the controls for basically the heat-cool changeover that happens in heat pumps is in my outside unit. So that's why we're going to basically say go to the outside. Okay, so you see now we've added an O terminal to the reversing valve. Okay. So now let's go to the outdoor unit. Okay, there's only some of this that I'm going to copy. I need that solenoid. Okay, so I'm going to copy that solenoid because the reversing valve is a solenoid. Okay, and we're going to basically say from the indoor unit, we're going to power that reversing valve. So let me just make my connections here. And it's not from indoor Y2, it's from indoor O. And we're going to change the name of that just to reversing, RVS. Okay, so let's take a look back in this in the multiple page mode, so that you could see both at the same time. So we have again made just two minor changes to the electrical between an air conditioning system and a heat pump system. And again, these are basic changes. There's more controls we're going to add in because we have to talk about a defrost board and the defrost cycle at some point. But from what you're going to see as a technician, you have an O, okay, that powers a reversing valve solenoid. That's just a little 24-volt solenoid that sits on top of the reversing valve in the condenser or the outdoor unit. When the reversing valve is energized, it's in the cooling mode. When it's de-energized, it's going to heat. So when we flip the thermostat, there's a switch on the thermostat that we flip to cooling. When we, the system switch, that's heat, off, cool, and usually for heat pumps, emergency heat. We flip that to cool. It closes this single pole switch, okay, single pole, single throw switch, and it energizes the reversing valve coil. When that reversing valve is energized, the system is in cooling mode, works as a typical air conditioner. When the reversing valve is de-energized, in other words, it's in heating mode, the system actually does what we call reverse cycle refrigeration. The indoor coil becomes the condenser, and the outdoor coil becomes the evaporator. Again, I will put into the comments of this the link to the video explaining heat pumps a little bit better than I am in this brief diagram here.